In the vast expanse of modern agriculture, the quest for higher yields and sustainable soil health has led farmers and scientists alike to explore innovations that can fundamentally transform the way crops are grown. Among these innovations, one fertilizer has emerged as a game-changer, capturing attention not just for its effectiveness, but for its ability to reshape the approach to soil management itself. The story begins with understanding the critical role of soil in agriculture. Soil is not merely dirt, it is a living, dynamic ecosystem composed of minerals, organic matter, water, air, and a complex network of microorganisms. Each of these components interacts continuously, influencing nutrient availability, water retention, and plant growth. Traditional fertilizers have focused primarily on supplying macronutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. While these elements are essential for plant growth, their repeated and excessive application can lead to soil degradation, nutrient imbalance, and environmental challenges such as leaching and runoff. The new fertilizer challenges this paradigm by adopting a more holistic, science-driven approach. Its formulation is designed to not only provide essential nutrients but to actively improve soil structure, stimulate microbial activity, and enhance the soil's natural ability to retain and release nutrients efficiently. This dual focus on both immediate crop nutrition and long-term soil health represents a departure from conventional fertilizers, positioning it as an innovation that doesn't just feed plants, it revitalizes the soil ecosystem itself. Farmers who first experimented with this fertilizer reported striking differences in both the feel and performance of their fields. Soil texture appeared richer and more friable, making it easier to till and cultivate. Water infiltration improved noticeably, reducing runoff and erosion, while microbial populations flourished, contributing to a more resilient soil environment. Such changes are not merely anecdotal, they are measurable and consistent across a variety of soil types, climates, and crop systems. Scientific studies accompanying these field trials revealed that soils treated with this fertilizer showed significant improvements in organic matter content, cation exchange capacity, and nutrient availability. These improvements translated directly into higher yields, healthier plants, and, perhaps most importantly, a reduced dependency on additional chemical inputs. From cornfields in the Midwest to rice paddies in Southeast Asia, the impact has been profound. The story of this fertilizer is also a story of innovation born from necessity. Rising global food demand, coupled with the environmental consequences of conventional agriculture, has created an urgent need for solutions that balance productivity with sustainability. Researchers behind this fertilizer spent years analyzing soil chemistry, plant physiology, and microbial ecology, ultimately crafting a product that aligns with natural soil processes rather than working against them. Its development was iterative and data-driven, involving controlled trials, field demonstrations, and continuous feedback from farmers. This collaborative approach ensured that the final product was both scientifically sound and practically effective in real-world farming conditions. The innovation doesn't stop at soil chemistry. Advanced delivery systems have been integrated to optimize nutrient uptake and minimize losses. Slow-release mechanisms, coupled with soil conditioners and microbial inoculants, ensure that nutrients are available precisely when plants need them, reducing waste and environmental impact. In addition, the fertilizer's adaptability allows it to be used across diverse cropping systems, from cereals and legumes to fruits and vegetables, without compromising efficacy. Beyond technical advantages, the adoption of this fertilizer has sparked a cultural shift among farmers. There is a growing awareness that sustainable soil management is not a luxury but a necessity, and that the long-term health of farmland is inseparable from crop productivity. Early adopters often describe a sense of empowerment, as they witness tangible improvements in their soil and crop performance. They also note reduced input costs over time, as healthier soils require less supplementary fertilization and are more resilient to stressors like drought and disease. As we dive deeper into the mechanisms behind this fertilizer, it becomes evident that its success is rooted in a philosophy that integrates science, sustainability, and practicality. The next section will explore the biochemical and microbial processes activated by this fertilizer, revealing how a single product can initiate a cascade of positive effects that transform the soil from a passive medium into an active partner in crop production. Understanding these processes is key for anyone seeking to implement modern, effective, and environmentally responsible farming practices, as they highlight the interconnectedness of nutrients, microbes, and plant growth. The secret behind this fertilizer's transformative power lies in its ability to engage with the soil microbiome in ways conventional fertilizers simply cannot. Microorganisms in the soil, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and nematodes, perform vital roles in nutrient cycling, organic matter decomposition, and disease suppression. Traditional fertilizers often overlook these interactions, providing nutrients in isolation without considering how plants and microbes work together. This innovative fertilizer, however, is formulated with compounds that actively stimulate beneficial microbial populations, creating a thriving ecosystem that enhances nutrient availability naturally. For instance, certain bacteria that fix atmospheric nitrogen are encouraged to proliferate, reducing the need for synthetic nitrogen applications. Similarly, mycorrhizal fungi, which form symbiotic relationships with plant roots, are supported, expanding root access to phosphorus and trace minerals that are otherwise difficult for plants to absorb. The effect is multiplicative. Healthier microbial communities improve soil structure, water retention, and nutrient cycling, which in turn supports stronger plant growth and higher yields. This interplay between soil biology and plant physiology is often invisible at first glance, but it becomes unmistakable over successive growing seasons. Farmers notice that their fields retain moisture better during dry periods, that crops are more resilient to stress, and that disease incidence declines. The fertilizer acts not just as a nutrient source, but as a catalyst for a self-sustaining soil system, bridging the gap between immediate agricultural needs and long-term ecosystem health. The biochemical mechanisms at work are equally fascinating. The fertilizer contains a combination of macro and micronutrients carefully balanced with organic acids, humic substances, and microbial stimulants. Organic acids help solubilize otherwise unavailable minerals, making them accessible to plant roots. Humic substances improve soil aggregation, enhancing aeration and water infiltration. Microbial stimulants act as signaling molecules, promoting beneficial microbial activity and suppressing pathogenic organisms. The synergy of these components ensures that plants receive a consistent supply of nutrients throughout their growth cycle, while the soil itself becomes more resilient and fertile over time. Beyond nutrient delivery, the fertilizer also influences root architecture. Plants grown with this treatment often develop deeper and more extensive root systems, which improves their ability to access water and nutrients and enhances soil carbon sequestration. This has profound implications not only for crop performance but also for environmental sustainability, as robust root systems contribute to soil carbon storage, erosion control, and overall ecosystem stability. Field trials across multiple continents have highlighted the versatility and adaptability of this fertilizer. In arid regions, it helps crops maintain growth under water-limited conditions, while in nutrient-depleted soils, it replenishes key elements without the excessive leaching often associated with synthetic fertilizers. Comparative studies reveal that yields can increase by 15 to 30% depending on crop type and local conditions, but perhaps more importantly, soil health indicators show marked improvement. Organic matter content rises, microbial diversity increases, and soil structure stabilizes. These results challenge long-standing assumptions that high yields necessitate heavy chemical inputs, offering a sustainable alternative that benefits both farmers and the environment. Adoption among progressive farmers has grown rapidly, fueled by compelling data and first-hand experience. Many report that, after initial trials, they have reduced their use of conventional fertilizers by 20 to 50%, relying on the new product to provide a balanced, sustained nutrient supply. The economic implications are significant: lower input costs, higher crop quality, and reduced risk from nutrient runoff or soil degradation. In essence, the fertilizer aligns economic incentives with environmental stewardship, proving that sustainability and profitability are not mutually exclusive. The story of this fertilizer also underscores the importance of data-driven agriculture. Sensors, drones, and soil monitoring technologies are often used in tandem with its application to track soil nutrient status, moisture levels, and microbial activity. This real-time data allows farmers to optimize application timing, tailor dosages to specific field conditions, and identify areas requiring additional attention. The integration of technology with a biologically intelligent fertilizer represents a new paradigm in agriculture, where decisions are guided by both empirical evidence and ecological principles. It is not just a product, it is a platform for precision, knowledge-driven farming that empowers farmers to manage their soil more intelligently and sustainably. As the growing season progresses, the results become undeniable. Plants demonstrate more vigorous growth, higher stress tolerance, and improved nutrient density. Farmers often observe that crops not only grow larger but also display enhanced resilience to pests and diseases. This resilience is partly due to improved plant physiology, partly due to healthier soil ecosystems, and partly due to the fertilizer's subtle modulation of plant signaling pathways that enhance immune responses. In practice, this means less reliance on pesticides, lower risk of crop loss, and higher quality yields suitable for both local markets and export. The cumulative effect of these changes is transformative. What begins as a single input, a fertilizer, initiates a cascade of positive outcomes, from microbial communities to plant health to economic returns, creating a holistic model of sustainable, high-performance agriculture. Field adoption of this fertilizer has revealed striking patterns across different crops, climates, and soil types, proving that its design is not limited to a narrow set of conditions but adaptable to the real-world complexities of global agriculture. Cornfields in the U.S. Midwest, for instance, showcased early results that were impossible to ignore. Farmers reported greener, more uniform stands, and soil tests indicated higher levels of available phosphorus and nitrogen with less leaching than traditional practices. The fertilizer's slow-release technology meant that plants received consistent nutrition throughout the season, avoiding spikes and drops in nutrient availability that can stress crops and reduce yield. Moreover, the improved soil structure allowed for deeper rooting, enabling crops to access water reserves during dry spells, a critical advantage in regions prone to unpredictable rainfall. Farmers who adopted the fertilizer for the first time often described a sense of relief, noting that the unpredictability of conventional fertilization regimes had been replaced by a consistent, reliable approach that supported both the soil and the plant simultaneously. In Southeast Asia, rice paddies treated with this fertilizer illustrated its versatility in flooded, low-oxygen soils. Here, microbial activity is often suppressed, which limits nutrient cycling and reduces overall yield potential. The fertilizer's formulation, which includes microbial stimulants and oxygen-enhancing compounds, revitalized these microbial communities, allowing the rice plants to access nutrients that would otherwise remain locked in the soil. Villagers and commercial farmers alike observed denser panicles, stronger stems, and fewer instances of lodging, even during heavy rain periods. Yield improvements ranged between 12% and 25%, depending on the initial soil fertility and water management practices. These tangible results accelerated word-of-mouth adoption, as farmers witnessed firsthand the impact on their bottom line, crop resilience, and soil health. Meanwhile, in the arid regions of Africa, where nutrient-poor soils and water scarcity often limit agricultural potential, the fertilizer demonstrated a different but equally important set of benefits. Its water retention properties and slow nutrient release allowed crops to survive prolonged dry periods, while its soil-building components increased organic matter content over successive seasons. Farmers experimenting with sorghum, millet, and maize noticed that plants maintained leaf turgor longer during drought stress, root systems penetrated deeper layers of subsoil, and soil erosion was reduced. The ability to maintain crop growth in challenging environments underscored the fertilizer's role not just as a nutrient provider but as a tool for climate resilience, which has become increasingly important in a world experiencing erratic weather patterns. Stories from individual farmers further illustrate the transformative effect. In a medium-sized corn farm in Iowa, the owner initially applied the fertilizer on a test plot covering just 10% of his fields. Within a single growing season, the differences were obvious: healthier plants, higher yields, and improved soil tilth. Encouraged, he expanded its use across the entire farm the following year and reported a 20% increase in net revenue, alongside a noticeable reduction in input costs due to less supplemental fertilization. In Thailand, a rice cooperative adopted the fertilizer across multiple farms, integrating drone monitoring and soil sensors to fine-tune applications. They observed consistent improvements in grain size, panicle density, and overall soil health, reducing the need for synthetic nitrogen and phosphorus fertilizers by almost 30%. Across continents, from North America to Asia to Africa, the common thread is clear. The fertilizer delivers both immediate crop benefits and long-term soil improvements, demonstrating that agricultural innovation can be both productive and sustainable. Technological integration has further amplified the fertilizer's impact. Precision agriculture tools, including satellite imagery, drones, and IoT-enabled soil sensors, allow farmers to monitor real-time nutrient status, moisture levels, and microbial activity. By using data to guide application timing, rates, and placement, farmers maximize nutrient efficiency and minimize waste. This approach transforms fertilization from a generic routine into a highly strategic, targeted intervention, tailored to each plot's unique conditions. Beyond yield improvement, these practices have economic and environmental benefits, reducing nutrient runoff, greenhouse gas emissions, and the overall footprint of agricultural production. Importantly, adoption is not limited to large commercial operations. Smallholder farmers, who often face constraints in capital, labor, and access to traditional fertilizers, have found the product approachable and impactful. Its dual focus on nutrition and soil health allows even modest inputs to yield significant returns. Demonstration plots, farmer workshops, and collaborative extension programs have accelerated knowledge transfer, helping communities understand how the fertilizer works, how to apply it efficiently, and how to monitor outcomes. This grassroots engagement is crucial, as it ensures that the innovation reaches the farmers who need it most and creates long-term improvements in agricultural productivity and sustainability. As more data accumulates from diverse regions, patterns emerge that underscore the fertilizer's holistic impact. Crop yields increase, soil organic matter rises, microbial diversity improves, and overall farm resilience strengthens. These outcomes are not isolated but interconnected, forming a system where each positive change reinforces another. Healthier soils support healthier plants, which produce higher yields and require fewer interventions, which in turn allows soils to regenerate and retain fertility over time. It's a feedback loop that demonstrates the fertilizer's role not just as a chemical input but as a cornerstone of regenerative agricultural practices. The economic implications of adopting this fertilizer are profound, influencing farm profitability, input management, and long-term sustainability. For decades, farmers have been caught in a cycle of high input, short-term yield maximization. Traditional fertilizers, heavily reliant on synthetic nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, often deliver immediate results but come with hidden costs: soil degradation, nutrient leaching, groundwater contamination, and increased vulnerability to pests and diseases. These costs accumulate over time, forcing farmers to invest more each season to maintain productivity. The new fertilizer disrupts this cycle by integrating soil regeneration with nutrient delivery. Its holistic approach reduces dependency on supplemental chemical inputs, enabling farmers to achieve higher yields with lower long-term expenditure. Field trials and economic modeling reveal that over a 3 to 5 year horizon, farmers adopting this fertilizer can see net savings of 15 to 35% on input costs while simultaneously increasing gross revenue due to improved yields and crop quality. In effect, the fertilizer not only boosts production but also stabilizes farm economics by lowering risk and reducing the variability of returns caused by soil exhaustion or environmental stressors. Sustainability is another critical dimension. Agriculture has historically contributed significantly to environmental degradation, from soil erosion to greenhouse gas emissions and water contamination. Fertilizers play a central role in this impact, particularly when over-applied or mismanaged. The innovative formulation addresses these concerns through several mechanisms. First, its slow-release design minimizes nutrient runoff, ensuring that nitrogen, phosphorus, and micronutrients remain in the root zone where plants can use them. Second, by promoting beneficial microbial activity and organic matter accumulation, it enhances the soil's natural nutrient retention capacity, reducing the need for repetitive applications. Third, healthier soils with robust microbial networks naturally suppress plant diseases and pests, decreasing reliance on chemical pesticides. These environmental benefits are measurable and cumulative, contributing to a farm ecosystem that is more resilient to climate variability and less resource-intensive over time. Comparative studies between fields using traditional fertilizers and those adopting this product demonstrate the magnitude of these advantages. In corn, wheat, and rice systems, the new fertilizer consistently yields higher biomass production and grain output, even under suboptimal weather conditions. Soil tests reveal improvements in structure, pH stability, cation exchange capacity, and microbial diversity. In contrast, plots relying solely on conventional fertilizers often show declining organic matter, reduced microbial activity, and a dependency on repeated chemical interventions to maintain yields. Farmers note that the difference is not just in numbers but in field behavior. Soils treated with the innovative fertilizer absorb water more efficiently, remain friable after heavy rains, and support more vigorous root systems. These structural and biological enhancements translate directly into economic and environmental resilience, proving that investment in this fertilizer is a strategic decision rather than a mere operational choice. The broader implications extend to global food security and sustainable development. With the world population projected to reach nearly 10 billion by 2050, agricultural systems must produce more food with fewer negative environmental consequences. Fertilizers like this one represent a new paradigm where productivity and sustainability are not opposing forces but mutually reinforcing objectives. By enhancing soil health while delivering precise, consistent nutrition to crops, farmers can increase output without expanding land use, reduce nutrient pollution, and mitigate some of the pressures driving land conversion, deforestation, and ecosystem loss. Governments, NGOs, and agricultural cooperatives have taken notice, supporting pilot programs and incentives for adoption, recognizing that regenerative fertilization practices are essential for resilient food systems. Adoption patterns also reveal significant social benefits. Smallholder farmers, who often face challenges in capital, access to inputs, and soil degradation, benefit disproportionately. Reduced reliance on multiple chemical inputs lowers costs, while improved yields enhance food security and household income. Knowledge-sharing programs, often facilitated by local extension agents, help communities understand optimal application techniques, soil monitoring, and integration with crop rotation or cover cropping practices. This educational component ensures that adoption is not superficial but builds long-term capacity for sustainable land management. Over time, the benefits accumulate, creating healthier soils, stronger communities, and more resilient agricultural landscapes. Technology integration further magnifies these impacts. Farmers increasingly pair the fertilizer with precision agriculture tools, satellite imagery, drone surveys, and IoT-enabled sensors to tailor application rates, monitor soil conditions, and adjust strategies in real time. This data-driven approach ensures maximum efficiency and allows farmers to respond proactively to environmental stressors. When applied in combination with cover crops, organic amendments, and integrated pest management, the fertilizer becomes part of a holistic system that improves farm profitability, reduces environmental impact, and supports sustainable intensification. The convergence of advanced biochemistry, soil science, and digital agriculture demonstrates the transformative potential of modern agritech solutions, moving farming from reactive maintenance to proactive optimization. In summary, the fertilizer represents more than a product, it is a catalyst for systemic change. By harmonizing plant nutrition, soil health, economic performance, and environmental stewardship, it sets a new standard for what modern agriculture can achieve. Farmers who adopt it gain immediate benefits in crop performance, but also secure long-term resilience for their land and livelihoods. Communities benefit from reduced environmental degradation and enhanced food security, while researchers gain a model for developing future inputs that integrate biology, chemistry, and technology in service of sustainable agriculture. The next section will focus on detailed case studies from around the world, highlighting quantitative results, farmer experiences, and lessons learned from large-scale implementation, providing concrete examples of how a single innovation can ripple across landscapes, economies, and ecosystems. As we step back and analyze the cumulative impact of this revolutionary fertilizer, the broader picture becomes clear. It is reshaping not only individual farms but also the trajectory of modern agriculture. Farmers who once relied solely on conventional chemical inputs now witness a transformation in their soil, crops, and operational efficiency. Soil that was once compacted, low in organic matter, and prone to erosion has become more porous, biologically active, and resilient to both drought and heavy rainfall. Crop growth patterns are more consistent, with healthier leaves, stronger stems, and higher nutrient density. These improvements extend beyond immediate yields. They enhance the long-term fertility of the land, creating a positive feedback loop in which soil health and crop productivity reinforce each other season after season. Such a paradigm shift challenges the conventional wisdom that productivity comes at the expense of sustainability. Instead, this fertilizer demonstrates that thoughtful, scientifically designed inputs can simultaneously boost yields, protect the environment, and improve economic outcomes for farmers. Global adoption patterns indicate that this product is not a localized phenomenon but a solution with broad applicability. In North America, extensive corn, soybean, and wheat operations report measurable yield increases of 15 to 30% over conventional practices, while soil testing indicates higher cation exchange capacity, greater organic matter retention, and more diverse microbial communities. In Asia, rice, sugarcane, and vegetable crops benefit from enhanced nutrient availability, stronger plant resilience, and improved water use efficiency. In Africa and South America, where soils are often nutrient-poor and susceptible to degradation, the fertilizer has been instrumental in restoring soil fertility and stabilizing production, enabling smallholder farmers to achieve reliable harvests with fewer inputs. Across these regions, the fertilizer's adaptability to various climates, soils, and cropping systems highlights its potential as a truly global agricultural innovation. One of the most profound impacts lies in the intersection of technology, data, and agronomy. Modern farming increasingly relies on precision agriculture tools to monitor soil health, crop growth, and environmental conditions. By integrating these tools with the fertilizer, farmers can optimize application timing and dosage, track the response of soil microbiomes, and adjust management practices in real time. Drones, IoT sensors, and satellite imagery provide continuous feedback, enabling data-driven decisions that enhance efficiency, reduce waste, and improve overall farm sustainability. This synergy of technology and advanced fertilization represents a shift from reactive to proactive farming, where farmers are not merely responding to deficiencies but actively cultivating a thriving soil ecosystem that maximizes productivity while minimizing environmental impact. The long-term environmental benefits are equally significant. By promoting soil regeneration and microbial diversity, the fertilizer helps reduce nutrient runoff, lower greenhouse gas emissions, and increase soil carbon sequestration. Healthier soils are more resilient to climate variability, reducing the risk of crop loss during droughts, floods, or extreme weather events. Over multiple growing seasons, fields treated with this product demonstrate cumulative improvements in soil structure, organic matter, and biodiversity, effectively transforming agricultural landscapes into more sustainable and productive ecosystems. These outcomes illustrate that agricultural productivity and ecological stewardship are not mutually exclusive, and that innovations in fertilization can be a central component of a regenerative agriculture model. Economic implications remain a key driver of adoption. Farmers experience lower input costs due to reduced reliance on supplementary fertilizers and chemicals. Higher yields and improved crop quality translate into increased revenue, and the resilience provided by healthier soils reduces the financial risk associated with environmental variability. For cooperatives and larger agricultural enterprises, the fertilizer facilitates standardized management practices, predictable output, and improved supply chain efficiency. Smallholder farmers benefit from accessible, practical solutions that support food security, income stability, and long-term land stewardship. In essence, this product provides a pathway to profitability that is aligned with sustainability, demonstrating that smart agricultural inputs can deliver multiple returns: economic, ecological, and social. Beyond immediate outcomes, the fertilizer is reshaping the mindset of farmers and agronomists alike. It encourages a systems thinking approach, emphasizing the interdependence of soil biology, plant health, and environmental management. Farmers increasingly recognize that investments in soil health yield long-term dividends, and that nurturing microbial ecosystems, organic matter, and nutrient cycles is just as critical as optimizing crop genetics or machinery. This cultural shift toward regenerative management is perhaps one of the most important legacies of the fertilizer, as it fosters knowledge, innovation, and practices that can sustain agriculture for generations to come. Looking ahead, the implications for the future of agriculture are profound. As climate change, population growth, and resource scarcity continue to challenge food systems, tools that enhance both productivity and sustainability will be essential. This fertilizer represents a model for future innovations, scientifically engineered, ecologically integrated, and economically viable. Researchers are exploring complementary products, microbial consortia, and precision delivery systems that build upon this foundation, aiming to create comprehensive solutions for global agriculture. The vision is clear: resilient, productive, and sustainable farming systems capable of feeding the world while preserving the health of soils, ecosystems, and communities. In conclusion, this fertilizer has changed everything because it does not merely treat crops, it treats the soil as a living partner in agriculture. By fostering microbial life, improving nutrient efficiency, enhancing soil structure, and integrating with modern technology, it creates a virtuous cycle of growth, resilience, and sustainability. The evidence from farms around the world demonstrates that adopting such innovations is not optional but essential for anyone committed to high-yield, sustainable agriculture. Its impact is measurable in fields, evident in soil tests, visible in healthier plants, and tangible in farmer livelihoods. As we move forward, the lessons learned from this innovation will shape the future of agriculture, highlighting that productivity, profitability, and ecological stewardship can coexist, and that one well-designed input can catalyze transformation across landscapes, communities, and global food systems.